In this video, we look back at some of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history.
Oh, good right hand by Bowe.
The tremendous left hook there from Robinson. And
the first round, this wild southpaw is really knocking over what we all...
Let's get straight to it.
Shake hands and good luck. Wait a minute.
So we get set, 10 rounds of the heavyweight division. And now Richard Steele says, wait a minute.
They said shake hands, and Burt punched him. Jab. Now you see. Now let's see how long he tries to keep that distance. There he is. That's the jab, and that's the distance he needs.
After a stare down that turned into a mini brawl, Bowe and Cooper were ready to go.
Good uppercut by Bowe.
Bowe, ever the tactician, decided to give Cooper a lesson in timing by walking him straight into a slick right counter. Bowe followed up with a display of pure boxing prowess. You could almost hear the whoosh of every punch as it landed with precision.
Cooper make it to the end of round 2.
Yeah, he's going to beat him.
Cannot be saved by the bell.
1, 2, 5, 3.
That is it.
It was like Bowe had a built-in radar for finding Cooper's chin, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And strike he did, with that killer instinct of his.
Nature, and then follows it up with another, but the first one was already... You see how well he positions himself to throw the right hand? The classical fighter, he has the makings of a great fighter if they can get him to concentrate. A powerhouse in boxing can Riddick Bowe. Let's look at it from a different angle. You see how it's just perfectly thrown and perfectly connected. Now the second one, just icing on the cake.
Check out the unbelievable repertoire Bowe has at his disposal. It's like he's got an entire toolbox in the ring. Left hooks, right crosses, uppercuts. He's throwing them all like he's trying to win a boxing lottery. Watching him work is like seeing a magician perform tricks you didn't even know were possible. But instead of pulling rabbits out of hats, he's pulling knockouts out of thin air.
All right, gentlemen, come here. We went over the rules in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight. Protect yourself all time. Shake hands. Good luck.
Once again, McClellan faced a grueling weight cut to make the 160-pound limit, but didn't affect his performance.
Nothing new for the G-Man. He was a quarter pound overweight, went out, came back in an hour, weighed 160, saying afterwards, this is my last fight as a middleweight. He's probably closer to 180. Gerald McClellan with a 5th-round knockout over Julian Jackson in the first encounter.
McClellan's come out with a real good jab. A big right hand.
Right off the bat, Jackson's in dire trouble. McClellan looking to finish him up seconds into the fight. Pummeling Jackson.
I'll tell you what, they're going to stop this if he doesn't offer up a punch. This fight's going to be over.
He should go down and take an 8 count.
I'll tell you, it gets better than getting hit like that.
Relentless attack by McClellan, and finally Jackson going down. Sort of.
4, 5, 6, 7.
He went back to his favorite punch to secure the knockout.
I'll tell you what McClellan doesn't want to do is get a little overconfident sloppy, because Jackson can punch.
And down goes Jackson for the second time. And this time he looks like he's crumpled for good.
He hit him on top of their head on the way down, and I'm telling you, he is totally disoriented.
He looks like he's not going to get up. He's through. Joe Cortez says it's over. And in the first round, Gerald McClellan has retained his title. And that's the first one where revenge did not take place. It stayed, the result stayed the same. Instant finish for Gerald McClellan. What a puncher.
McClellan's parrying of Jackson's jab and his athleticism on the counter were a joy to watch. His technique was a thing of beauty, with impeccable weight distribution and a wide variety of punches.
Window dressing until he goes down, because he is sure taking some punishment here. That's a brutal attack, although he's hitting a lot of gloves and everything. As Bobby says, some of those hurt as well.
For sure, the repercussions travel through the glove. Certainly it's taken away a little bit.
Jackson, being the alpha male that he is, never clinches. The final left hook of the body was nothing short of brutal.
Knockouts wouldn't happen near as often.
That's true. Well, it's certainly Julian has taken an awful lot of punishment there. I mean, he really, actually, he didn't go down there. He didn't touch anything. He just, but mercifully, they gave him a count.
Everything. Again, he gets lazy with the left hand. Boom. Right hand's on the button. It's clean. Well, Gerald's a great finisher. He's coming in. He knows that
Jackson's hurt. He wants to unload that bomb. Good digs a good shot to the body. Watch this shot on top of the head. He hit him in the body. That hurt him more than we thought.
Young Andrew was an absolute beast in the ring. Just look at the way he brought the heat, throwing punches like he's in a Rocky movie.
Smith is now trying to gather himself. Galata goes in, trying to finish him off here in round number 1. Galata again with 6 of his 11 knockouts in the first round, and Smith is close to becoming another victim here. He's got plenty of time. Look at him digging those shots to the body.
Yeah, he's staying down on that body there, trying to freeze Smith, and Smith seems to be he seems clear-headed, but he was definitely hurt by that hook there earlier in the round.
Those brutal body shots mixed into his combinations could make a grown man weep. Andrew wasn't just a one-trick pony. He could operate at range and end up close, making him a nightmare for anyone in front of him. Watch as he lands those body shots with pinpoint accuracy, breaking his opponent down like he's tenderizing a steak.
Here in first round. Closing seconds of the first round is Smith in the corner, getting again pounded away here by Galata. Smith appears he'll survive the round, though, or will he? He's close to going down, and now he does go down. He cannot be seen on the bell here, as Toby Gibson will finish the count and then make the determination if he will be able to continue or not. And they're going to toss in the towel. So the towel comes in as the count continues, and the fight is over. And for the 7th time in his career in 14 fights, Andrew Galata has finished off a first round with a knockout. And he does it as he puts away Andre Smith here early on in round number 1. So again, as Andre Smith looked like he might be able to survive the first round, not to be this afternoon.
Galata's balance and technique here are top-notch. This fight quickly turned into a beatdown, with Smith probably wondering if he should have stayed home and watched TV instead. By the end, it's clear Smith had more than his share of punishment for the evening.
Just with about 2 or 3 seconds to go, the count was going to begin, and the bell did sound. He did get up to his feet, but a towel came in. The count was concluded, and Toby Gibson officially called this fight a conclusion.
I don't want it by southpaws. I like southpaws.
It's no problem for you?
No problem.
Errol Christie was one of the best amateur boxers to ever come out of the UK. He was captain of the England amateur team for 3 years and won many titles. He was expected to be a world champ. As a pro, and even top trainer Manny Stewart would have him come over to the famous Kronk gym to spar the great fighters there.
So a good start and finish from Christie really to this second round. And he's got him with a right. Count was 3, and Roland Dakin says box on.
Christie showed good timing with the right hand there. It looked like he knew Ellis was going to throw his left, so he looped his right hand and threw a right hook there.
And Ellis got up off the floor. Oh, good left hand, and again this is Rocky, and Roland Dakin has finished it. Well, once again, a stoppage in the third. His second professional win for Errol Christie. And what an exciting young prospect he looks.
Christie ended proceedings with a really nice textbook 1-2-3 combo, and Ellis looked like he was auditioning for a dancing talent show as he stumbled around after the punch.
The knees are rubbery, and that was the moment when Dakin said, "That's enough, son."
Yes, Errol Christie, the very convincing winner there in the third round. But how true are the stories? I mean, how good is he?
In your first fight in London to impress, did you feel a lot of pressure?
Well, when I took my hat off, I had a lot of steam just blowing out.
Diaz a punch, and he threw a right hand right back and caught him. And Diaz standing toe-to-toe with Brown.
Good body shot by Diaz. Good left hand, and down goes Brown. Oh, sneaky left hand by Diaz.
I was about to say, that was not the kind of fight that Rick Brown wanted, to stand toe-to-toe with Carlos Diaz.
And it is over. Diaz with a second round knockout, just as Rick Brown had some momentum. I don't know if that was his undoing. Here's a replay of the knockout.
You see Brown backing up, which is not a professional move to back up like that with your hands down, and he got caught.
Is so strong. Here's another look.
You see him missing with the jab. Clubbing right hand by Diaz. The body shot. The left hand is what put him down. Didn't really look like a powerful punch at the time.
right on the temple, though.
And the left hand by Reed got in. Tries to follow up. Santisteban tries to cover up. Gets tagged again and again. That time got hit by an elbow. Reed threw a left elbow into the chin of Santisteban. Trying to chop him down. Santisteban will not fall. Look at this. Now Schroeder steps in and says that's enough. Schroeder just couldn't watch it anymore, and I totally agree.
In his 144th professional fight, Robinson defended his middleweight crown against Bobo.
Olsen's only 28, Robinson's over 35. And a tremendous left hook there from Robinson, and Olsen's down on his back again, very much like in the last fight. The referee takes up the count, and he's not going to make it again.
When Sugar threw his left hook, it looked like Olsen had just been struck by lightning.
Slow motion. A fantastic left hook clips Olsen, and down he goes.
I think Jerry underrates Greg's defense greatly because I think he underrates his quickness. Right there, a good blow to the chin by Evangelista. But I think you'll discover that Page can take a punch. There, that right. He was moving away from Evangelista and still the right got to him. And Evangelista having trouble getting up. Finally, doing it. Page has great power with either fist. What evidence in that right. Look at him measure. Now it's just a cleaning up. That was it for Evangelista. And so Greg Page with, for him, a big victory. And the young man understandably jubilant. The way it was earlier tonight in the Joe Louis Arena as Greg Page did away with his opponent.
Greg Page really put on a show with that counter right hand against the tough Evangelista. I mean, if you were looking for a masterclass in precision, this was it. Page's right hand was like a guided missile, beautifully timed and perfectly aimed. In my opinion, not many heavyweights should have survived that punch. It was like he was trying to punch a hole through a brick wall, and Evangelista's face was the unfortunate target. Even though Evangelista managed to get up after the first knockout, it was clear he was in trouble. Page then delivered a finishing blow with a right hand that landed with a thud that you could almost hear from the cheap seats. Page had all the potential in the world, but it's a shame he never fully lived up to it. It's like he had a Ferrari, but only ever used to drive it to the grocery store.
And he volunteers to go back as he is at the beginning of this round. I don't see him with any chance.
No, he's just not getting out of the way of punches now. The writing was on the wall in the previous round. He'll never be... He's doing the Tarzan call there, saying, what am I doing down there? But, you know, it gets hard in this game after 60 fights. And it looks as though it's going to be all over in this round. And he's giving in the standing 8 count, which, remember, is a WBC. But Ken Squires is calling out to the referee that he wants him to stop it anyway, and the referee has faced desperation, isn't it? And a little bit of sadness too.
Certainly made a good decision. No success at all the previous round or this round.
Patterson defended his title against Swedish challenger Ingemar Johansson. I've always thought Patterson might have underestimated Johansson. He probably figured he'd finish the job with his lightning-fast combos.
The Swede's speed of foot and quick reflexes are becoming apparent. It was a body attack like this that wore down Floyd's last opponent, Brian London, last May in Indianapolis. But his timing doesn't seem as good tonight. Johansson moves inside and smothers the blows.
Patterson entered as a huge favorite, but started off sluggishly. What happened next was nothing short of shocking.
To the jaw, and there's that pointed right to the head, and the champion is down. Patterson is up, but he's obviously dazed. He turns away from Johansson toward his corner. And there he goes again.
Johansson's right hand was sharp and fast, effectively ending the fight, in my opinion. Floyd never quite recovered.
Johansson, as he senses victory.
Notice Floyd's survival skills weren't exactly top-notch. Maybe it's because his heart is the size of Texas. Instead of clinching, Floyd kept pushing forward. Patterson was running purely on instinct and stubbornness. I think the referee should have stopped it sooner, but Floyd was never one to give up easily.
The referee, Ruby Goldstein, stops it.
Johansson proved he was a skilled fighter, and even though Patterson had been down before, it was still a major shock. A rematch was definitely on the cards.
And only the 4th undefeated fighter in history to win the heavyweight crown. It's all over. Ingemar Johansson is the winner.
L'incontro assieme a Nino Benvenuti. Io vorrei... Oh, destro di Piccirillo. Grande destro di Piccirillo.
È arrivato un grande destro di Piccirillo dopo una serie che aveva provato.
Ecco, vediamo il primo destro l'abbiamo visto, questo è il secondo. Due destri consecutivi.
Il fratello Massimiliano sta dicendo...
Piccirillo. Ancora il destro di Piccirillo.
Oppa!
E questa volta è finita.
Sì, questa volta è stato un
questa
colpo
volta
terribile.
È finita.
Un destro che lo ha preso.
È finita questa volta?
Sì.
Sta saltando Piccirillo?
No,
è finito.
No, fermate il match.
È Piccirillo scatenato su Alessandro Duran. Attenzione, non vorremmo una punizione troppo violenta. E finisce. Quasi di mettere le braccia davanti ai colpi, ecco li vediamo, eccolo qua, destro e sinistro, e crolla in un secondo tempo.
E finisce.
Johnny Nelson might be best known today as the smooth-talking boxing pundit, but back in his prime, he was more than just a voice. He was a force to be reckoned with in the ring.
Show a little bit.
Left hook and gents down. Nelson rushed to a neutral corner. Count is 6.
In this fight, Nelson, who was known for his slick movement and solid defense, decided it was time to remind everyone he could pack a punch too. I thought this punch was just so well timed. These days, you might see him suited up and calmly discussing the finer points of boxing, but never forget that Johnny Nelson once had no problem doing the talking with his fists, sometimes with an uppercut that could turn out the lights.
But that left hook was thrown with a lot of speed and great shot from Johnny Nelson.
Liston weighed in at 210 pounds this afternoon.
In his rematch with Cleveland Williams, Liston picked up where he left off, landing powerful hooks inside. Liston's got every punch in the book. He uses the overhand right to hurt his taller opponent multiple times.
Here comes a tremendous overhand right by Liston. Sonny follows it up with a smashing right and left hook to the jaw, which puts Williams down.
Liston knows that Williams doesn't clinch and has no defense for Liston's hooks inside.
He closes in on Williams in the corner and sends in a volley of rights and lefts to the head. Williams goes down for the second time from that barrage of punches. Williams gets to his feet and the referee examines him closely and decides to stop the fight. Liston moves in, but the referee steps between the two fighters and wisely declares a knockout victory for Sonny Liston. One more step up the... Sonny walks over to shake hands with Williams.
Williams was about as safe from Liston's punches as a hamster in a tornado.
It's a great win for Sonny.
Errol Christie, despite giving up 8 pounds to Jose Saez, was widely expected to dominate and secure a quick victory.
Anagram, his name is Usurvitar. I've seen him fight quite a lot in the amateurs in the World Cup, and he knocked him down 3 times, but hasn't fought anybody like Christie, but he's let him go. What do you know about this? Giving away 8 pounds, he's walked onto a punch. It's the first time that I've seen him down in 25 seconds of the first round. This wild southpaw is really knocking over what we all consider the best hope in the country, and Larry O'Connell has stopped it in the first round. What a sensational fight this is. He said today, Jose Saez said, why is this little fellow fighting me? I thought he was a light heavyweight. He only weighed 11.10 against 12 stone 4, and he walked in and really must have offered his chin a little bit there. He hasn't been beaten since he was 14 now. And was he beaten in style? The referee was quite right. He had no control of the legs. Jim, what do you think of that?
Well, it was a good decision for the referee. That's what's known as being caught cold. Christie didn't get a chance to get into the fight. Saez just started throwing bombs straight away. One landed and that was the end of the story. As soon as that first punch landed, the fight was over.
Saez was clearly not reading the same script, and that straight left hand down the pipe shocked everyone. The referee, seeing Christie in more trouble than a cat at a dog show, wisely decided to stop the contest. The finishing left and right combo had Christie hitting the canvas harder than a bad joke at a comedy club. This was one of the most shocking upsets that ever happened on British soil. As it turns out, maybe all those years in the amateur ring and the gym wars at the Kronk weren't doing Christie any favors. Sure, anyone can get caught cold, but Christie's punch resistance seemed about as sturdy as a paper umbrella in a hurricane.
Christie was the really hot number, as they say in this country. The best prospect that I'd seen for many years, and well, the old lesson about, well, he's got to learn from that, but nobody likes one-round knockouts or one-round stoppages. Manager Burt McCarthy will need some persuasive words now to say to Errol, well, no, come on, this is where you've really got to get stuck in again, because they were talking about fighting for championships. Mark Kaler, Tony Simpson, Uncle Tom Cobley, the lot. But I'm afraid this is turned into Gilclan.
In their rematch, Johansson defended his heavyweight title against Patterson, who came out swinging from the get-go.
And Johansson is caught with a left on the nose. Another left.
Johansson landed his powerful right hand.
Hand that connects.
But this time Patterson stayed on his feet.
1-2. Patterson appears to.
Patterson showcased some slick head movement and landed his signature leaping left hook.
Johansson is down. A left hook. 8. 9. Johansson is bleeding at the mouth. He took the count of 9.
Floyd was fighting like a man possessed. He landed another brutal hook and Johansson's foot started twitching on the canvas.
History is made.
What a knockout! Patterson was now the only man to regain the heavyweight championship.
And the first man ever to regain the heavyweight championship, the winner, Floyd Patterson.
Even former champ Rocky Marciano was blown away by Patterson's left hooks.
See, Johansson stays straight up there, and it's pretty hard for him to get underneath.
Did this surprise you, Rocky?
Yes, it did. I didn't believe that. Oh, boy. That's a real good knockdown. Yeah. He hurt him there, but Ingemar showed some courage here. Yeah, I know he got hit.
It was like watching an artist at work.
Oh, that's a good knockout. Good knockout.
We had it right. We have another bout to follow.
He had not his right hand certainly in that usual punching position that he carried at Johansson, and he was wide open for that hook, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He just stepped back and let his hand drop, and of course, Floyd stepping in with his left hook had a tremendous power, tremendous power in it.
Well, I'm
あれはもうゴング座れたみたいな感じですよね。しかし打ち返してますよ。2分あります。2分か。左ストレート、最後のフック、渡辺の攻撃、渡辺の攻撃、左のストレート、さあ、ゴングに決まった。挑戦者打ち返す。試合終了。レフェリーストップ、レフェリーストップ、レフェリーストップしました。レフェリーがストップしました。チャンピオン渡辺。
Introducing Ricardo Finito Lopez.
In his 16th world title defense, Lopez put on a spectacular show for the fans in the outdoor arena.
That's a good philosophy, Bob. Andy Favanis, showing no signs of his problem since. He's a master of the uppercut. I mean, he really throws a beautiful uppercut. It's just beautiful the way the balance of his legs and the way he moves.
And with Lopez, every punch has a purpose, doesn't it?
Notice Lopez's head movement during this exchange.
I just hope Lopez doesn't dye his hair.
I don't think he needs to do anything but fight like this to be a legend.
After a solid left hook to the body, Lopez continued to exhibit his top-tier head movement.
Science, he really is. I don't think there's anybody close to him. Look at this kid come on. I mean, he's fighting a gutty fight. He's coming on fighting a gutty fight. I like this kid. He has not been rattled yet.
You know, you watch Lopez when he moves offensively and defensively. He's always on balance.
Look at that.
Down he goes.
There it is.
Combination by Lopez.
Always on.
The opponent was nearly launched into the air by that uppercut.
He's out. Forget about it. Round 3. It's over.
That's almost a parallel of the fight we saw before. Everything is going along nice, and all of a sudden this guy pulls the trigger. Bang, bang, bang.
You see, that's just it. That's what's so wonderful about him. He takes his time. He has patience. He never rushes himself or gets overexcited. He works. He goes back to the corner. He listens. He digests it. He goes out and does exactly what he needs to do to clean up.
It's rare for fighters to set up an uppercut in a combination like that. Lopez had one of the best uppercuts of all time. He could probably uppercut you into another dimension if he wanted to.
Right in between, I mean, he split those gloves perfectly, and I guarantee you, Preacher never saw it coming.